All right, guys, thank you so much for jumping on the training today. This is going to be a fantastic time together as we share literally. Can you all smile for me real quick? I just want to grab a quick picture. I love it. All right. So, guys, I just want to really jump in here and welcome you to this training. We are really going to be focusing on the fact that we have this incredible new app, and it is literally just a refresh, brand new remake of an app. We have an incredible system that is called ITTs. This is Invite Tool Team. And I want to really jump in here and give you the chance to just hone in on that conversation, how to ITT and crush it using the app. So we have a special guest on this training, my very dear friend, Elite Pro 7, Shauna Mucklaw, who's really going to help us walk through this. And I want to tell you several things about Shauna. Shauna literally took last month and exploded her team by using this very system, ITT, through the app. She's also been behind the scenes on a corporate level. So thank you, Shauna Mucklaw, for all you've done behind the scenes to help LifeVantage really take this process and grow this system through the app. And so what I want you guys to literally embrace is that this is a system that can really explode your business. And I want to tell you a tiny little story about myself. I am now 14 years in the industry of network marketing, and I think all the time back to my very first exposure to this industry. I was a person sitting across from a table with my arms crossed, had a poker face on. In fact, I was listening to that person presenting, sharing a product, and I'm going to tell you, she followed up with me like crazy. Maybe you guys can relate to this. You had someone on your radar you really wanted to get the information in front of. And some of you, and I've done this before, so I want to tell you, sometimes it's easy, especially when we have a very scientific, incredible, like groundbreaking product, to just talk about the product. So I want to really encourage you guys, utilize the system. This is what we do to build our businesses, to get the entire story in front of them. That is hugely, massively important for you to understand. Getting this story in front of people will change everything. So back to me, poker face, sitting there. I already had in my mind, I'm just going to order this product, get her off my back. That's all I want to do. But something happened in that presentation. I saw an income disclosure statement. I saw what was possible with an industry. She did not know I was praying for an out. We had a very successful business at the time, but we were working 100 hours a week. And I needed to see that hope. So I want you guys to understand our job is just to get the information in front of people. It's not to be the tool, it's to use the tools. And I love our new system that gets people in front of the story. So we have this incredible new device. I mean, literally, like, well, we have a phone. It's called a cell phone. It's very different than when I started the industry. The ease of literally being able to push play and send people a tool changes the game for everybody. And that's what people are looking for, simplicity and ease, right? So I'm going to hand this over to Shauna Mucklaw and let her really walk us through the concept of how she is crushing it in her team and literally using that. So you guys want to learn some scripts and how to say what you want to say to get this in front of people, how to tee it up properly. So we're going to talk about that today. And I'm going to hand it over to you. So welcome, Shauna Mucklaw. Thank you for being on this call and walking us through this training. We appreciate all you've done.
Love all of your faces. Oh my gosh, this warms my heart in the middle of the day. Thank you, Marilee, for asking me to do this. Here's the thing, guys. One reason that I think that my team crushed it last month, which they did, and I'm so proud of them, is because I was able to, because I've been on the app committee. I knew what was coming. I've been testing the app, right? So I was able to hit the ground running as soon as it was released, training my team. I didn't have to stop and learn it myself, right? And I think that that's part of the reason that I did in November, but I want you to know that you will in December, because you have been playing with it in November and getting more comfortable, that now if you just use the things that we talk about today, I think you're all going to crush it. I'm just going to say that. I think that's one of the reasons is my team had a little bit of a head start because I happened to be testing it prior. And so I knew all the ins and outs of the app. Marilee said a great analogy that I've been using on every training that I'm helping people with, was she said, it's kind of like, have you ever driven, like done a stick shift car, right? It's not so easy. It's a little clunky, of course, when you start, right? but you just have to keep doing it and it gets more and more comfortable. And pretty soon you're driving all over the place, right? That's how I feel about this app. You just have to use it. Guys, if I have anything to say, being on the systems committee and the app committee, the app is the future of this company, because what I know that is coming in the app that's slated for 2020, 2021, it's amazing the way it is. It's going to get like even better. Every month it's going to get better and better and better and easier to use. So if I were you, I would do everything and start using the app, because I believe this is the future of how we will share our tools. Okay, so I will just tell you all of that. I'm going to screen share if that's okay, and just go through a couple things. So Marilee and I talked literally like, I don't know, an hour ago, Mare, right, about exactly what we were going to go over in this training, and I was able to throw together a few slides based on that. So I want to talk to you about this. We have been drilling this in our team. I know I saw Jamie Williams jump on this call, and she just crushed it, guys. She's not afraid of anything. She's not afraid of the app, but she certainly wasn't using the app prior to Global Convention. But we did Global Convention together, and when she saw what the app was capable of, and she heard my excitement of what this app was going to do and what I believed that how it was going to transform all of our businesses and make us more organized and allow us to do more in a condensed amount of time. Who wants that? Who wants to be able to do more in their business in a condensed amount of time? Because that's how I describe the use of the app in November. Jamie, I think you're on here. I know that's how you've been describing to our team, how that's making you feel. She's a mom of 4, 2 22-month-old twins, and she just like runs the house. Her husband's never home because he's always traveling for work, and she is crushing her business. She had 3 shares in the bonus pool last month because of the app. She didn't enroll one person not using the app. So I just want to tell you that. And we do it in many different ways, but these are the 3 things that you should do every single day in your app. So here's what I think is a really important tip. Here's what I wouldn't do. I wouldn't open your app and start downloading a whole bunch of contacts from your phone. I wouldn't. To me, unless that's something that's gonna be good for you. But for me, that's super overwhelming to look in my app and go, oh my gosh, I have 105 people in here and from my phone, and I don't know who I've talked to, where I'm at, you know what I mean? All of that. It was so overwhelming. We had a few people actually do that on our team. They went in and they downloaded 25 names or 52 names or whatever. And then they were like, now I don't know what to do. So we said, okay, step back. And here's what really has been working for our team. We suggest that you do something. So I want you to do this right now. Write down on I hope you're taking notes, write down on your piece of paper how many people you want to get through ITT in the month of December. I hope it's 25, Operation 25, ITT, right? We should all be aiming for at least 25 every single month. So somewhere between 25 or more, okay? I know Jamie was like, I'll do 50 in December, right? That's kind of what we did on our team. So write down that number. Now I need you to be really honest with yourself, really honest, and write down the number of days you're gonna commit every single week to doing work in your LifeVantage business. I hope it's somewhere between 5 and 7 because you can spend a little time in your business every single day. But I understand some people like to take a couple days off, and I get it. So anywhere, but be honest, maybe your number's 2, maybe your number's 5, maybe it's 7, okay? And I want you to divide those numbers, right? So if it's 25 divided by 5, right? Get it? So that's gonna be how many people every day that you work that you should add to your app and start the conversation. You get what I'm saying? So maybe my number's 3, maybe your number's 1, right? I don't know exactly what the number is for you, but it's going to be absolutely important that every day that's your goal. The first thing you do is you're gonna open up your app. I would do it in the morning first thing because this is the most important thing. Every morning what I do, I get my kids off to school, I literally sit down on the couch and this is the first thing that I do. And I just go, okay, who are the people that I'm adding to the app today? And I'm gonna start the conversation. And I do that first thing because here's what happens if you do it first thing in the morning, I'll just tell you, is the conversations kind of happen throughout the day, right? It just kind of starts. But if you wait till the end of the day, then you're kind of like, I don't know what to do next. So I love to start my conversations in the morning. Okay, is that helpful to anybody? When you add someone to the app, you also start the conversation. The second thing is complete any action cards in your deck that need action. So here's what we've been telling our team. So in your first 10-minute block, like literally you can do 5 contacts and start the conversation in 10 minutes, right? Like it's so simple. So your next 10-minute block, maybe this is over your lunch hour if you work. Maybe this is over your lunch hour, 10-minute block. You're gonna open your app and you're gonna complete any action cards in your deck. And I'm gonna show you where those are. And because those are all things that you should probably do because they're about customer retention, they're about customer care, they're about working us through ITT. So those are action cards. It's gonna tell you what to do. And then the third thing you should do, maybe this is another 10-minute block through the day. So you see we're only at 30 minutes so far. This is another maybe 10-minute block during the day. You're gonna open your prospects list, which I'll show you where that is, and you're gonna work through team, tool, and invite list. I know that's backwards, like TTI, because that's the way we like to work it. Team, tool, and invite list. And guys, it's literally as simple as following up with everyone regularly and just following the prompts in the app, okay? So Marilee has asked me to share my screen in my app. So I'm trying to do that right now. Hopefully it works. Un momento. So many chords to make this all happen. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I'm gonna retry because it's loading, loading, loading. I never even knew how to do all of this stuff, like share your phone on a Zoom. Like here's the deal. This is just a tip. I believe you can be absolutely successful in business if you're just resourceful. Like if you don't know how to do something, you just figure it out. Like I didn't know how to do any of this stuff, but I'm just willing to figure it out and try it. And even if I fumble, I do it anyway. And I fumble a lot, by the way. Okay, guys, it's still trying here. Hopefully the app will open for me, or I mean, my phone will share. Hold on, let me try and plug in my HDMI. Mary, do you have anything to add right now so far while I try and get this working?
Yeah, I think, I love what you said, just really taking and not just loading the contacts in. I think when we all got excited about the app initially, we were like, whoa, just like, load all these contacts in. I've got 25 people, 50 people on my list. So I think being mindful about that and intentional about how many people are going to get through the app. I know this, guys, that it's a process. Sometimes that process of exposure, this is about building relationships. It's about asking people if they're open. And I love some of the scripts that Shauna will be sharing, I think are very beneficial in how to open that conversation. But man, I bet every one of you, if I asked you, are you glad someone reached out to you? Because none of you would be sitting on this call right now if someone hadn't reached out to you and asked you if you were open. So I know we all can kind of get afraid of exposing or afraid of rejection, but I want to just encourage you again, reminding you that we all probably just say our prayers and are thankful that someone introduced this to us. So I love the ease of this. I love the chance that we're able to just get in front of people. I think it's so grateful. Yes, thankful. We're so thankful someone shared this with us. So how's that coming, Shauna?
Well, you know what? I've never seen it do this before. It's not loading that it's picking up my phone from the computer. But you know what? If that won't work,
I'm going to read.
It's just spinning. See?
Oh boy. Well, I'm going to read through a couple of the questions that we've got.
Yes, please.
Yes. So let's go back. I know at the early part of this call, we had Melody was asking, will there be in the future a way for people to integrate this over into Messenger? So can they send a message in Messenger? I know we get asked that every now and then, but that's a really good one to throw out there first.
Okay. So you know what? Guys, I sure hope that my app will eventually let me see it on screen. I mean, my app is working fine on my phone. It's just not letting me show it to you guys. So let me go into the next piece here that we were going to talk about, which was some scripting. Let me go back while I talk so that you don't read that while I'm talking, because I want to answer that question. It's really going to be hard to go into Messenger and have the app be able to track the conversations. Facebook isn't playing super nice with apps right now. That's what I know, okay, from being on the app committee. But I'm going to tell you, I used to have every conversation, almost every, like 99.8% of my conversations were on Facebook Messenger. And I have just converted them into the app. Do I have everybody's phone number that I talk to on Facebook? Absolutely not. So here's what I do. I ask them if they're open while I'm talking to them on Facebook, right? I ask them the open question on Messenger, and I'll say, hey, you know what I mean? Like, hey, maybe they responded to something that I did on Facebook, or maybe I'm just reaching out and finding out how they're doing, and I find out their pain, and I said, hey, you know what? I have a wellness business. Did you know that? I would love to share some information with you. Would you like to learn? Sure. Okay, great. This is key, right? Guys, write this down. What works best for you to send that information? Phone, or I usually say text, or email. And I want you to know that every time I've asked that conversation, every single person comes back immediately and says text and provides their phone number. And so that's how you can then put them in the app. So then the next step that you do is make them a contact in your phone, import them into the app. And I think that this is really, 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 really awesome for a couple of reasons. I'll be honest, I got completely scared that Becky Taylor's Facebook went away overnight, and Facebook can do that. Imagine if you lost your entire Facebook network in the matter of that. That's what can happen. So that tells me, let's make our network my network, not Facebook's network, but my network. So it's not a bad idea that I'm collecting phone numbers of people that I love and love me, that I want to talk to, in case something ever happens to Facebook. Now they lie in my phone and they're my network. So I think it's super important. So I would really, really, really get in the habit of doing that. So I don't know if the app will ever be integrated with Messenger, and I'm okay that it's not, to be honest with you, because it's really, really, really simple to take that off of Messenger and start texting with someone. Yeah, is that helpful?
I love that. Such a good point.
Okay, any other questions, or should I go in the scripting?
I go in the scripting now. I think that's good.
Guys, I'm so sorry. I have no idea how come screen mirroring isn't working. Okay, scripting, here we go. Here's the deal. When talking to a contact, guys, this doesn't change from the app, from how we just talk to people, right? You got to keep it conversational, and you've got to ask questions. There's a lot of scripts that are already built in the app, which is absolutely phenomenal, but I still think it's really important that you be you, right? And so I want everybody to know that the scripts that are built in the app, yes, the systems committee helped write, and yes, we all use those, but if it doesn't sound like you, edit it. Please, okay? Don't say something that sounds like Shauna come out of Marilee's mouth, because she wouldn't use the same verbiage as me. You know what I mean? So just make it you. But the main steps of ITT, we already talked about this, right? Import a contact, ask the open question, and invite them to watch the first video. That's I, right? T, use the tools. And guys, we have to set this up of showing them the big picture. This is the biggest deal. So the tools that you should always want to show in the T, you can use any tool you want, but ultimately the tool that you're trying to get them to is the learn video, the overview video, right? So you have the flip and then the learn. You can use 3 or 4 tools in between there if you need to. Like maybe you need to add them to your Facebook group. Maybe you need to send them a story. Maybe you need to tell your story. Maybe you need to send them, a science video on Nerf 2. But ultimately, you want them to see the learn video for so many reasons. Marilee said one, the learn video paints the big picture, right? It does such a great job talking about how we're so different with the Tri-Synergizer and why that's so different. And it does such a good job of introducing the rest of the product categories as well as the opportunity. Okay, so that is really important. That's the T. And then the third one is introduce them to your team, obviously. Now, I don't know about you guys, but my team has problems where they get stuck. I wouldn't say problems, but where they get stuck is they don't know what to say when people don't respond. Do you ever have that? Like you kind of go, oh shoot, what do I do now? So we came up with follow-ups to no responses. And I want you to know this, most of these are going to be integrated into the app very soon. So the app is actually going to be having you follow up at least 3 times at every point. So ask the open question, and if they don't respond, you'll follow up 3 times. And maybe then they respond after the second time. Then you send them the flip video, you're going to respond up to 3 times, right? We want people to be following up 3 times at every point, okay? Now, you follow, like I think Tara says it, like she follows up until they say no, or they maybe not even say no, but till they die, they order or they die. And that's okay, like that's how it should be, but you shouldn't follow up every single day, you know what I mean, forever. So there has to be space in between. So the app is going to be, I actually think this is coming in January, just so you know, so all of these will be in there, similar to this. They might not be these exact words, but something like this flow. So you guys can take a screenshot of this. I don't really need to go through this with you. It's just gonna make a lot of sense when you read these. Is like, this is when somebody doesn't respond when you ask the open question, right? This first one's already in the app. Hey, I wanna be sure you saw my message. I know how busy life can be. This information is so important. I can't wait to share. Do you have a little time to learn? Right, that's simple. Maybe they don't respond back. And so a couple days later, right, the app is going to then keep them in that status of, hey, you need to be following up. So what we have done until these get in the app, we just keep them in our notes and copy and paste them. So just put them in the notes of your phone and copy and paste them. It's so simple. You can paste things right into the app. So you would just go back into the app and follow up, hit follow up on your next steps, and then paste this in as your follow up, right? The next follow up might be something like, hey, I'm going to assume you're really busy as I haven't heard back from you. I just want to be sure you get this info. It's that good. Do you have 3 minutes to check out a video? Right? Do you guys see this? Like this is a really general response. And then the third follow-up is always going to be what we call a polite takeaway. Like you're going to like kind of take it back. Like I'm going to assume you're not interested in like changing your life, right? Something like that in a really nice way. And then I will tell you what we've been training our team to do, that if you follow up 3 times and give them a really solid chance, it's okay to move them to the closed category. And the closed category allows you to click follow up later and like say, okay, I'm going to try it again in 3 months, and it'll remind you to do that. Okay, so that it moves them out of your ITT list so that you can focus on ITT and the people that are interested. Okay. Here is some scripting to follow-ups to no responses after you send that first video. So maybe they're open and they say, yeah, sure, I'll watch a video. You send the video and they don't get back to you. Has that ever happened to anybody? It's happened to me. And so you have to follow up, right? The first one, hey, just checking in. Did that link open for you? Simple. They may not respond. So a couple days later, maybe you're going to say, hey, I hope you're having a great day. I want to be sure to follow up because everyone deserves to know what we can have, that we can flip switches in on our lives. Did you get 3 minutes to watch that video? That's intriguing enough. That's the one usually that I send that people go, okay, maybe I should watch that, right? And then they respond. And then my app notifies me that they watched that video after I send this message. Okay, and then the third one, again, is a polite takeaway. So if you need it, but up to 3 times, okay? And if they don't respond, move them to close. Okay, this is follow-ups to the Learn video. So here's what we have been coaching our team. This has been instrumental. I will tell you, this is like the game changer point. After the Learn overview, this is our first follow-up all the time. So after you've sent the Learn overview and your app alerts you that they have watched the Learn overview, here's what we're saying. Isn't it exciting? Like we're just texting back, like, isn't it exciting? If we don't know, here's the caveat. We take out this one sentence. So it'll say, if you know they watched it, obviously you take out the question, were you able to watch it? Okay. But if you don't know if they've watched it, right? If you can't tell from your app that they watched it, you're kind of just going to just say the same thing, but you're going to include that sentence. Were you able to watch it? Okay. But then you're going to write all the rest. The science and how these products work are so fascinating to me. I feel so thankful to have discovered them and how they're helping others. As you learn, you have many switches they discovered that you can flip on, which are the most interesting to you based on your goals. And then you list out some categories: your cells, overall health, your mental clarity, your gut, your hair, your energy, your skin, your weight, or even your bank account. So, some say all of the above, wink face. I will tell you, I sent this out, as soon as I started sending this out, I have gotten, the responses I've gotten are all of the above. I think I got 8 all of the aboves last month. And I got overall health were the only other ones. Like otherwise they're saying all of the above or overall health. Guys, how cool is it that all of a sudden now we know it's interesting to people and we can go from there. I love that. Okay, and then there's some no responses. Like if they don't respond to this message, then here's some follow-up things. Do you guys see it? It's really just about following up until they respond or don't. We help the people that want to be helped. That's the beauty of ITT in the app. Gosh, I wish I could get it to show you. But that's the beauty when you can see the list of I and the list of T and the list of T in your app. You know exactly where people are. Guys, I've never been so organized in my life with LifeVantage. I used to have, we had DMO sheets. I'm sure you guys did too. I wish I had them sitting here. I probably threw them away at this point because now everything's in my app. But I had paper and paper and paper and paper, and I never knew exactly where I was with anyone, or if I was talking to them on Messenger or text or person. Like, I didn't know. I mean, I tried to know, but I didn't really know. And now it's all in one place that I know exactly where I'm at, and I know exactly what I need to do every single day. Guys, I'm not kidding you when I say I am spending less time doing prospecting, which I hate that word, but I don't know what else to call it, but helping people get started personally than I ever have in my business. And I had one of the most successful months in my business personally last month. And my team did too, following these scripts. So I'm not going to go through these, guys, but here's what I found. My team didn't know when somebody responded back with all of the above, they were coming back saying, okay, now I don't know what to say. Okay, so let's help everybody know what to say. Here's what we suggest on our team when somebody says all of the above. I say, yep, that's exactly what I thought, because that is what I thought. I don't know if that's what you thought. If you took a look at this and you're like, well, shoot, I need all of that. And so that's what I say. So your best choice, honestly, is do what I did, an enrollment pack, and get all the products at the biggest discount you can and start building an income stream. And then I tell my team, pick one of these 2 questions to end with. Want to see what comes in the packs? Or you can say, I'm going to open a chat quick with my friend, Shauna. You have to hear her story, and she's going to help you and us get you started on the right path. And that's how you move them right into team. You guys see that, how simple that is? What if they responded overall health? Well, do the same thing. Here's what we suggest. We always do a must, a better, and a best. You know what I mean? Like this is minimum, the better, and the best option at every choice. And then end with the question. I'm going to open it, or like at the end, if you don't feel comfortable going through all of this with them, like if you're new or maybe you're not confident in the product line for sure yet, it's okay. Move them into team for sure. I'm going to open a chat with my friend Shauna. You have to hear her story. She's going to help us get you started on the right path, right? Simple as that. You'll see every single one of these ends the same. Okay, but the products just change based on what is important to them. This is how we got so many people started. So the other thing that I get asked all the time, how do you transition people to team? How do you introduce them to the team? That seems like a stuck point. Write team in the comments chat box. Do you struggle with that sometimes? Like how exactly do I make that transition to introducing someone to my team? Because for whatever reason, I think people feel like it's awkward. They don't want to make their friend think like they're selling them, you know what I mean, or whatever. I'm not sure why. I've never really had that issue myself. I was always like, hey, John, hey, Cassie, hey, even Mary Lee's helped me on a third-party call. Like, hey, meet my friend. You know what I mean? You got to hear from them. They're incredible. That's how I talk about it. So here are some examples. If they're asking you a question, simple thing is, hey, great question. I'm going to open a chat with my friend Mary Lee. And she's my friend and my business partner, and she's going to help me answer that. Hold tight. That's how I would talk. And then I'd open a chat and introduce them. And then we're off to the races with team, right? Maybe after you've sent them multiple tools, you're kind of stuck and you don't know what to say. You could just say, hey, like maybe that you've sent them 3 or 4 tools, you've added them to the Facebook group, you don't exactly know where to go next. You could say, hey, I'm pumped for you to continue to learn more about this topic and decide what's the best fit for you. You've got to hear Marilee's story. Her family's seen massive success. I'll start a quick chat for all of us and ask her to share, like another tool, right? Or maybe the last option here is, oops, so sorry, guys. The last option here is you don't know, like they want to know about the switches, or they have, you don't know which switches, kind of like the last one. They say they want the energy switch. They want to flip the energy switch and you don't know exactly what to say. Just say, I'm going to open a quick chat with my friend Jamie. She's my great friend and business partner so that we can help make the best recommendation for you. Easy, right? Is that simple? Guys, that's how you literally just move people through ITT in the app. I'm so sorry. I have no idea how to get my phone to work to show you guys. I'm so sorry. I wish I could pull the app up on my computer, but I can't. It's got to be from my phone. But in the app, guys, I want you to know, if you go, I know this by heart, if you all want to open your apps on your phone and look at them right now, I can tell you where to see this list. This is what you'll do, okay? You'll open the app on your phone. Marilee, give me thumbs up as you're going through these steps so I can, or maybe just unmute yourself as you're going through these steps so we can talk this through. And you're gonna open at the bottom, it's gonna say people. At the bottom, you're gonna see deck, messages, a plus sign, people, and library. The place that I spend the absolute most time in the app, and you should too, is under people, just so you know. Okay, so you're gonna click people, and that's gonna pull up a menu. The menu will say prospects, organization, me, or events. The place that you should be spending the most time is prospects, okay? Because that's where ITT is housed. Once you open prospects, you're gonna see at the top, all, invite, tool, and team. Do you guys see that across the top? And you can scroll right to left. And I hope you know this, that you can click on invite, and it'll pull up all the people you have in the invite step right now. If you click on tool at the top, it pulls up all the people that you have in the tool list. Guys, this is what I mean by it keeps me so organized. Like I know exactly where everybody is at every step. So in my app right now, guys, I don't have an astronomical amount because we're moving people through, right? And so it's not about staying in these lists for too long. Like they're in and out of the list in about 30 days, right? So we're either closing them because they're not interested or they're not responding or something, or they're ordering, right? One or the other, but we're just moving people through ITT. So when I said the first thing that I do is add context and start the conversation during the day, the second step that you do is you go into this people menu and you work your lists, right? Those follow-up lists. And so here's what I do. When I said that we work backwards, team, tool, and invite. So I open this up and I go to team first. And I just take a scan of that list. Like right now, I only have 4 people in my team list, right? Because that's how many people I have in that section. But the reason that I and our team believes that you should do team first is because those are the people deepest in the process that we should be urgently following up with, right? Because those are what we would call hot prospects, right? We know they're interested. If they've already watched Flip, they've already watched Learn, then we're ready to help them get started, right? So that's why we make sure. So when I open this list, I look at those 4 people and I'm like, mentally, most of the time I'm gonna know, yep, I followed up with all of them recently, we're good, you know what I mean, and moving on. But if I don't know, what I do is I just open their name, click on their name, and it opens what we call their contact card. And their contact card is gonna tell you exactly what you've done, exactly what you've done recently. So it's gonna say, like in this one, Janet's ready to purchase. You've sent her a cart 2 days ago. What would you like to do next? And it's gonna give me options. It's gonna say follow up now, follow up later. Do I wanna schedule a meeting with her? It's gonna tell me what I need to do next, right? And so with Janet, like today, it's time to follow up now. Like, and check in on her. Like, hey, did that link work for you, right? And start with the scripts that we just gave. You guys see that? And so Then after I'm done going through my team list, I quickly click on tool and I scan that list. Right now I have 7 people on my tool list. And I just click on that. Like maybe I'm like, okay, I can't remember where I'm at with Cameron. I'm gonna click on Cameron's name and I'm gonna see. Okay, right now it says, Cameron's ready to learn more. She watched the overview video 3 days ago. Would you like to send more information now? That's what it says under Cameron. And it gives me all the options of what I can do next, right? Guys, here's the deal. If you get stuck on what to do next, please, 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 if you look at this and you go, okay, I feel like I've done everything. I feel like I've centered the overview. I feel like I've centered this. I feel like I've centered this. I don't know what to do next. Guess what? Right here in this middle script, there's a follow-up for you. Hey, I'm pumped for you to continue to learn more about this topic and decide what's the best fit for you. You've got to hear Marilee's story. Do you guys see, like, you always just go back to these scripts in the process of the flow. And if we can just remember, we just do ITT. It matters if people say yes, of course, because that means we're helping them, but don't get tied to that. We're helping them through this system. If they're not ready to hear more right now, then close them, add someone else in, right? We should always just be having 25 in motion. If you need to start at 3, like I said, start at 3. The next day, put in 3. But your goal is to always have 25 between your I, T, and T. Does that make sense? That's the goal list. Okay. Any questions that you want to talk about? Marilee asked me to give some real life examples of some conversations, and I did have time, Mary, to put those together really quick. I have 3 to show people, but we can stop and answer any questions right now.
Fantastic. Well, I've got one that I know we talked about scripts in the process. So once you've sent the flip, but I know you kind of have a magical teeing up the flip video. You guys want to hear like what Shauna says? Because honestly, I think a lot of it is not, I mean, and I want to just tell you guys, like right out of the gate, just kind of like, well, sometimes you learn what works and what doesn't. So initially, you know, I was like, wow, let me, you know, give me your feedback. Let me get your biggest aha from this. Well, that didn't work really well. So Shauna, share with us some really good tee ups to just get people open in the conversation. So that initial open conversation, teeing up the flip video.
Yeah, so here's what I would say to that is the same thing happened to me, Marilee. Here's the deal. I realized that when I ask people to give, so, you know, no, I think that everybody has to find what works for them. But when you ask someone for feedback, I started thinking about this because you brought that to me and you're like, well, this is not going well when we did this. And I said, okay, well, when you ask someone for feedback, you're asking for good, bad, and ugly, right? You're opening that good, bad, and ugly. That word feedback is like, no, you're expecting them to say something to you, no matter what it is, good, bad, or ugly. Well, that's not what I want. I really don't want that response. The response I want is, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Tell me more, right? So you have to think about that. How can you tee up the flip video so that you will get that response most of the time? It's not going to happen every time. Obviously, don't set yourself up for that. It might happen 50% of the time if we're lucky, okay? But what can we do or say that would set up that flip video for the most success to elicit that answer? Well, here's what I have discovered. Setting up the flip video in the right context. For us who have been around a while and had been using the ABC video, right? ABC video was absolutely product focused, talked about Protandim Nrf2, and some people would respond, I want that. How much is it, right? That is not what the flip video will ever do for you. It doesn't even show a product. And guys, that's on purpose. I want you to know that. The systems committee and corporate did that on purpose because I know that we have Protandim Nrf2 and it is spectacular and that's still the product we're always going to sell the most of. I mean, period, it is. But we have some amazing other products that get forgotten, but they help us flip switches too. And so this was about a concept. This was about introducing a concept of being able to flip switches. Did you know that you could activate your body to flip genetic switches on? That's all that's supposed to do, right? That's what that video is there to do. So let me show you some real life examples. Perfect. This is, I gotta see. Okay, so this is my friend Andrea. This is one that I sent. My friend Andrea, who I had honestly, Did you guys, when you first started the business, have like your first list of 5 or 10 in your mind? You're like, they are doing this with me. They're like my stars. Those are my friends. I want them in. They're gonna for sure say yes. Andrea was one of those people for me, okay? And it was no for many reasons. Not meanly. She's super sweet, but I decided right after convention. You can see right after convention, Saturday, October 24th. I sent this message to Andrea. Hey friend, I hope you're having an awesome weekend. It's been a bit. I think of you guys often. I know we have chatted for a minute in the past about our business and timing wasn't right for you to learn a bit about our products then. I have a new 3-minute video that makes it so simple to understand why we all need activation in our life. Are you open to taking a peek? Okay, just simple, talking to my friend, right? Had no idea if she was gonna say yes or no. And she said, well, hello there. I will for sure take a look at what you send. Hope you're keeping well. Would be fun to see you. And so this is how I teed up the video, right? So I let her know when I was asking her why she needed to watch it was because she needed to see how simple, right, it was to understand. And I said, yay, honestly, it's such a blessing. This video is part of the business system I helped create for the company. And now we can simply help so many people learn why activation is important. You see, it's not about me selling a product right there. It's about her learning the concept of why activation is important. So that's what she's going to come away with. Wow, that is important, right? So then I use the script right there. This is the exact words that pop up when you send the flip video. Here's a quick video on how you can flip a switch. When can you watch it? I didn't change that part. I just added the other part in the app, right? Sent the video. This is real life conversation here, guys. I just was vulnerable and gave it all to you. She said, I'll watch it hopefully tomorrow, taking the guys' supper tonight in the field, so won't have service. They're farmers. And I said, perfect. I'm excited for you to watch and chat about it. And then I said, is harvest almost done? Because I'm still her friend and we're going to talk about other things too. But guess what? She didn't respond to me. So it looks like I followed up probably the next day. Hey, Andrea, did you get snow? Like, that's what I said to her. Hey, did you get snow? I know how busy life can be and how I forget about things. This information is so important. I can't wait to hear what you loved. Did you find 3 minutes to watch? Right? Sounds familiar, like those follow-up scripts, right? And then she said, hey girl, so yes, would love a bit more info. My body's really starting to go downhill and I've tried many things, but nothing seems to be doing the trick. By the way, she's 39 years old, so she's not like, so would love to hear what you are offering. That's what she said. And I said, happens to everyone. The world is so dang toxic. What I have learned, it's not about quick fixes, but particular nutrients that help our bodies. We help ourselves, the cells can do the rest, as long as we aren't treating them too badly. I really love these products and the science, and I think that you will too. Here is a little bit more information I think you'll love. When can we schedule a time to talk? And that is when I sent the overview video, right? So the overview video came with it, and then look what happened. She didn't get back to me, so I had to follow up. And it says, hey, Mama Burr, it's cold today. Did you get a chance to watch this awesome overview? And she said, sorry, Shauna, I haven't watched it yet. I'll try to watch it before I go to bed tonight. And I said, awesome. Guess what happened? 4 days later, it looks like Tuesday to Friday. I gave her some time. She still hadn't got back to me, so I sent her a message. Happy Friday, circling back with you. Did you watch that last video on how we flip our switches? Guess what? No response. So I followed up again on Monday, and I sent the switches script. Happy Monday. I'm sure you learned there are many switches we can flip. You guys heard the script, like literally copied and pasted it. And then I added, when you said your body was really starting to go downhill, not sure exactly what you're struggling with, which switches do you feel like they're most important for you? And then guess what her response was? Hey girl, so yes, I watched the videos, very intriguing, haha. To begin with my body, pretty much all of the above that you mentioned. All the switches are important to her. So guess what? We worked together and we identified that she is really interested in everything, but she didn't want to jump all in right now. And she wanted to start with Axio and the Vitality Stack. So that's what we got her started on. Since then, her husband now got started on the Vitality Stack. She ordered another 3 of the Axio special. She ordered another NRF2 for her mom. And now we're in conversations about becoming a distributor this month. So guys, that's literally, we just walk people through the system. Here is one that Jamie Williams, actually, this is one of her conversations that she so graciously, thank you, Jamie, sent to me so that I can make this slide for everybody today. She said, hey, Adam, it's Jamie Williams. I hope you have been doing well. I wanted to ask you something as you have come to my mind often. Do you want to keep your income options open? Guys, that's a script. That's the business script from the app. Do you keep your income options open? She used that. I have something I'd like to run by you. He responded, always open and to listening. So she says, that's awesome. I've been so impressed by your professionalism and how hard you work. Not sure if you even know that what I'm up to these days, but I'm looking for more people like me who want more out of life. You came to my mind. I'm going to send over a business overview for you to take a look at. Do you think you'll have time to get to it tonight or tomorrow? Okay, so Jamie didn't even send the flip video because she already knew Adam was interested in business. So she bypassed in the app, which you can do because it says already did this step, and bypass it and go right to the overview if you need to. Okay, and that's what Jamie chose to do. Adam says, probably not tonight, but I'm open tomorrow. She sends the overview by saying, okay, sounds great. This is about 20 minutes, but it's gonna give you the bigger picture to see if it's something you're interested in or not. I appreciate your time. Here is the link. I'm looking forward to checking back with you later tomorrow. Overview sent. Guess what? He didn't get back to her. So Jamie followed up, right? Good morning, Adam. I love that Jamie does this. She's brilliant at this. She said, I'm sorry I didn't check back with you last night. Not, why didn't you get back to me? Even though he said he would, right? She always says, I'm sorry I didn't get back to you last night. My bad. My day didn't go as planned. That is true. Her dad did have to have a stent put in his heart that day. So she got a little bit busy. So then Adam did respond and said, it's certainly intriguing. And then of course, Jamie uses a voice clip, which she beautifully does so that they can hear the excitement in her voice. She used a voice clip to talk to him, but look what happens. She said, she must have in that voice clip asked if they could meet up to talk because he said, yeah, I would say let's meet up and see if this is something I would really enjoy. So she just moved from the I, the invite, right? Open to listening, the T, which is the overview, to now team. Because she's setting up a meeting together, whether that's a Zoom, whether that's a coffee, whether that's a lunch, it doesn't matter, right? So she worked out the time. She ended up meeting him for coffee. And then later that day, her and I Zoomed with him and did a three-way chat. And then look what happened. She sent the welcome enrollment link and Adam purchased a platinum pack. Okay, that's how we moved from ITT. And I love this. She just said, hey, Adam, I just want to thank you for taking the time to meet with me yesterday. It was great to see you and catch up and also have the chance to share this opportunity with you. Let me know how I can help you if you need it. Have a great Friday. And then he started asking questions already how to do the business, which is awesome. So then we got him started with a welcome call. Okay, last one. This is somebody that I ran into that I hadn't seen in years and years and years, but we were at a volleyball tournament recently for our kiddos. And I ran into her and we just hugged and she says, oh my gosh, she goes, I don't know exactly what you do, but I see you on Facebook, like loving life and having a fun and all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, what do you do now? Well, she owns a jazzercise studio in another town. And right, it was just chatting. We really didn't talk much about actually anything because then our kids' games were starting and we had to go to two separate gyms, right? It was just like a catch up. But before I left her, I said, Kim, I would love to share what I'm doing with you. Can I get your phone number in my phone? And she was like, sure, I would love to, stay caught up. So I took her phone number down that day. And then, so that was on a Sunday and this was Tuesday morning. And then I sent her, hey, Kim, it's Shauna. Here's that quick video on how to flip the switch. It's so simple. I cannot wait to help you get started. I'm just assuming she's going to want what I have, right? That's how I talk all the time. I'm just assuming. I cannot wait to help you get started. I have a little longer video that explains the 3 switches in detail. I say that a lot in my teeing it up to let them know this is just laying the groundwork. I got a longer video to come with all the details, okay? So I said, I have a little longer video that explains the 3 switches in detail. Let me know when you finish this one. Hope you're having the best day. Marilee, are you laughing out loud because I say that every time? She makes fun of me. she leaves me voice clips and then she'll say, oh, and I forgot, I hope you're having the best day.
I love that about you.
I think. So then I sent the flip and then she told me it didn't work. So I sent it to her again. And then she said, I want you to, and I picked this one on purpose because I thought it was good because I had to overcome some obstacles with this one. It said, okay, so I'll be honest, the science stuff is over my head. It's not really interesting to me, right? Does that blow our mind? Yes, because we all love the science, right? But she was like, I'm really more interested in like real people and what it's done for them, what each product does and how it can help me. I thought that was really interesting. So I was like, okay, great, but look what I did. Perfect. Well, I can certainly help with that. And I love your honesty. The science to me was also over my head, which it was because I have no medical background. I thought it was fascinating, but I didn't understand it. I still sometimes don't. But I wanted to know how each product worked and how they were different than what I was already doing. That's how I felt when I was listening to. And I said, this video definitely addresses all of that. It will also give you a little insight into the business if you're interested at all. I'm even featured at the end, is what I wrote. And because I kind of wanted her to watch all the way to the end, right? And so that was my way of doing so. And you guys could say that too. You guys could say, because I am in this video, you guys can say, and my friend Sean is featured at the end. You have to hear her story. That's a way to get people to the end if you want to. That's what my team has been doing. Okay, so then I had to follow up because I knew that she hadn't watched it because my app hadn't told me that she had. And I said, but I will say this. You learn in the video that Protandim NRF2 decreases oxidative stress. Protandim NRF1 replenishes our mitochondria, which is our power source. And Protandim NAD cleans up everything. Because I knew because science wasn't important to her, I didn't want her to like be glazed over. So I gave her the nitty gritty, right? The 3 things. It tells how they all work together to activate your genetics, not just supplement what you're already getting, what you aren't getting. Pretty fascinating and unlike anything else. But I'm also going to add you to our Facebook group and I'll tag you in a bunch of stories of hundreds we have been able to help because she told me stories were important to her. So I want to make sure I was listening and not just giving her what I wanted to give her, but what she really needed, right? And she needed to hear some stories. So then I told her I just added her to the Facebook group and she came back to me and said, okay, just tell me which products you recommend for me. And how much it is. And then she says, is it similar to Plexus and will it help my metabolism and weight loss? So now I learned what was important to her and I could go back to, and without her even really, guys, she never watched that overview because she's like, I don't want to, just tell me what I need, right? But I just learned from her what switches she wanted to flip, metabolism and weight loss. So then I was able to go back to those recommendations and make the correct recommendation that I thought would be best for her. And that's exactly what I did. And so she asked me some more questions. And she said, and I shared a couple stories with her that I knew would be important to her because to be honest with you, she never even accepted my request to join the Facebook group. Like she didn't even want to do that. So then I was like, oh shoot, I'm going to need to screenshot a couple stories and send them to her, right? Do what she needs me to do. And so then she said, so it's basically really similar to Plexus. Are these pills or are they drinks? Like, can I see a pic of what comes in the kits? What would you recommend for $150? So now I know our budget, right? And so I share some more stories. I'm just having a conversation, giving to her what she needs. And then I say, Protandim is not similar at all. And it's pills. And then I just walk her through some things. I tell her, I would stop everything. You got to do something different to get different results, right? That was my true recommendation to her. And then I sent her, I thought the best thing to do because she's not going and looking at what I'm sending her. She won't even watch a 3-minute video. So I'm doing what I need to. This was my tool. My tool was send her stories. And my tool was take a picture of the Vitality Stack on my counter so she can see what I would recommend for $150, right? So I'm just working with that customer, and those were the tools I used. But guys, the only thing that I couldn't do through the app was send these screenshots. So I just jumped in my text messenger and sent the screenshots, right? But otherwise I was going back in the app. I knew that I was at the point that and it was keeping me on track that I need to be following up with Kim regularly. You see, she's not responding to me a ton, but I'm still giving her what she needs. And then all of a sudden we got to, okay, sounds good. That's what I'll do. And I want you to know this girl has been on the products. She would have just got her second month. She also added Axio now, and she just messaged me yesterday. I just took my last packet and my next one's not here. I don't know what to do. Like, she's so in love with the Vitality Stack right now. She's going mad in her mind that she's going to go a day without, because it's not going to be delivered till tomorrow. Guys, because we educate them properly and we put them through the process. This is how we ITT. You just have to commit to doing it and educating people properly. The cool thing is about the app is it's going to show you every step of the way and know who you're talking to, where you're at in the conversation, and just focus on moving them through, getting the information you need, and making the recommendation that's right for them. That's what I got, Mare.
Oh, this is so good. So good. Okay, we've got a couple, just two quick questions I want to throw out here because these are really good. Will this work as well with international prospects, with country codes, etc.? Did you catch that, Shawnee? You're frozen.
No, I froze or you froze. I don't know which, but I didn't hear it.
Okay, so will this work as well with international prospects, with country codes, etc.?
Yes. So as of right now, you can share international tools now in the app. That was just changed as of 2 weeks ago, our last enhancement. So international tools can, and it's going to be based on where your prospect is, not your country. So I just want you to know, when you put somebody in and you put their country in their prospect card, it's going to pull up the tools, the overview, the flip video that is specific to their country, their product line. It's even now going to allow you to share carts in their country to them, like from their country carts. It's incredible, guys, I'm telling you. Every time we bring feedback to the app committee and Kamal's team, they're like on it, fixing it. Like, honestly, in 15 minutes, that's who I'm meeting with again, is the app committee, because they want to talk about some enrollment pack enhancements of how we share enrollment packs now. And so they want to go through that.
Brilliant, brilliant. I love it. It's exciting to me as I'll get out. This is all coming. Okay, so another question. What about if I miss going through the app and sent cart through a text? So I know some people that are sending that option to use the text messaging, that can be confusing because it's not tracking everything through the app. So I did not see a place that I can update them that they ordered a product.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen. If they order and they're still in your prospect list, this happened to me 2 different times because I was still trying to get used to going back in my app and sharing a cart through my app, right? So I accidentally did it through my text message. So here's how you fix it. Easy fix. So you just go in. Well, I want to tell you this first before I tell you that. Under your organization, so under people menu organization, it is synced with your back office every morning. And so if you get a new customer, they're automatically the next morning going to be added to your organization and your app. Okay. So there would actually already be there if they ordered a product. They're already going to be in your app. They're just going to be moved from your prospect list to your customer or your distributor list. Does that make sense? So all you have to do is delete them out of your prospect list at that point. You don't even need them in there anymore because they're completely out. They're in a whole different category, which is organization. So to do that, you just open their contact card, and then there's an edit button in the top right of everybody's contact card. You just click edit and then scroll clear to the bottom, and there's a big red bar that says delete prospect, and just delete them completely because they're already in there in your organization now. That makes sense? They just moved.
I love that. I love that. And Shauna, can you see those questions? There's another one. Carrie's asking my question. I know you can change the scripts. Is there a way coming up to update the script to better reflect your personality, or at least say what we've changed on the scripts?
Yes, absolutely. They are right now trying, well, hopefully in the next week. I hate to give deadlines. I just know what's coming. So sometime in the next soon is coming the ability to be able to copy and paste throughout the app. So you literally can copy and paste some messages throughout the app because right now it's a little bit restrictive. The other thing is to be able to save your own scripting in the app. That capability is coming. It's being built. I tell people don't get hung up on it right now because it is not hard to copy from your notes and paste it into the message. You know what I mean? Like into the message bar. That's what I'm doing every single time almost. So don't get hung up on that. However, will it be cool and save even more time when it's there? Yeah.
I love it. I love this. I hope this was helpful to you guys, because honestly, it's what I saw today, and I think it's hugely helpful to see the scripts and the conversation, Shauna. She's building relationships in these conversations. She's talking to people. It's not just a copy paste, sound like a robot. Here's the script, move to the next one. She's building that relationship, making it sound like her, being relevant to who they are, and just modifying. So when you have those scripts pop up, add your personality and touch to it. That's massively helpful. But the idea is moving people through the process and using the app to track those conversations. And guys, I want to tell you, in order to grow a massive organization, you want to replicate this through your teams. So get in the driver's seat, like she said, the stick shift. Start working through the gears. I know sometimes, well, when I learned to drive a stick shift, it was grinding. I was sounding like, and I'm jerking down the road. It felt wonky, but guys, the only way you get better is with practice. So I encourage you, get your hands on this app, practice, go through these steps. I also want to say there are some extra details about even how to set the app up. Shauna and I did a success mastery training several weeks ago. Go to your brand folder and you can bring that training up where we literally walk through a visual of the app itself, which is the piece we missed today in this conversation.
Yeah, guys. So if you go to in your app, it's even in your app. Like everything's in your app now. Like that's what I love. So if you go to your app and go to your library, you're going to be able to go under, I think it's under distributor training is what I found it under yesterday. I saved it to my favorites already. So it's in my favorites folder. But if you, I think you can even probably type in Shauna. Yep. In the search bar, or Marilee, because we did the training. But that is going to, if you want practical, if you want to see exactly how you walk a prospect, add a prospect to your app, walk them through, send them in the next steps, exactly what the app is going to show you, where you're going to see if they watched a video, not watched a video, all of that. We did that already. And you can go watch that. I think it was 25 minutes or something video. You can go watch that. So you missed me being able to open the app and show you that today. And I'm extremely sorry. I still don't know why that happened, but you can definitely go watch that app training. And it's in your app. And here's the cool thing, guys. You can send that training to your teammate from your app. So if you're like, hey guys, you need to watch this training, just go to it. The message is click who you want to send in your app. You're going to go to messages in your app, click who you want to send it to, right? Distributor list, click on the distributors you want to send it to, attach that piece of media. Your team now has app training in their text. Like guys, that's how simple it is to use the app. Just get familiar, play around. You're not going to break it. That's what I tell people all the time. You're not going to break it. Guess what? If you mess something up, delete it. It's not a big deal. Just use it, get comfortable. This is the future. So I will tell you, get as comfortable as you can. It's going to make our lives so simple.
I love it. So Shauna, as we wrap this up, what would be your call to action for everybody that's on this training, listening to this training? What would be your call to action today, starting today through the end of the month and moving forward? What's the call to action? Okay, here's the call to action. Everybody write down your number in the chat box that you wrote on that piece of paper when you started. Was it 25? Was it 30? Was it 50? Was it 100? How many people are you going to put through ITT this month? Guys, it is literally just, I see it, 25, 27, 50, 25, 30, 50, 25. Guys, that's so exciting. Think about that. Guys, think about that. Here's the statistics that we're getting. People that are putting 25 people all the way through ITT, they're having like a 60 to 70% success rate of closure. You guys, it's because the tools are doing such a phenomenal job educating people. I will just tell you, it's about setting the right expectations. The tools do a great job. I have one last story that I'll share. Sarah Harding is a phenomenal, I don't know if you know Sarah Harding. She's an elite distributor who's almost a Pro 8. I think she hit Pro 7 in 16 months or something with no network marketing experience. She's so systems driven. She's been on the systems committee and the app committee with me. So I happen to know kind of what's going on in her business. And here's what she told me. In November, using the app,
her team enrolled more platinums than they'd ever enrolled before. And I said, why do you think that is? She said, because the tools educate so well. They switched completely over to using the Flip video and the Learn video as their main tools. Of course, everybody's still going to use other tools. Like, you're going to have your favorites that you send intermittently. If somebody wants more information about Protina, maybe you choose Interactive Science. Maybe Marilee chooses the Duo to send or the Tri-Synergizer video, right? You're always going to have your favorite little special videos you send in between. And of course, your Facebook groups are going to help educate. But the main tools that everyone is sending is Flip and Learn. And she said, it's because it does such a good job of showing the entire vision that people were like, yeah, I'm interested in it all. And then you're able to have that conversation. Guys, that's what's possible if you literally just stick to what you said. 25, 35, 50, right? Whatever you said, whatever you wrote down, commit. Do those 3 things every day. Spend as long as it takes to add them. Like, it might take you longer. It might take you 20 minutes the first 5 days that you're doing it to add your contact and get it going, right? Get things going. But I promise you, after you do it for a week, you're going to get quicker at it. And so that's what I mean by the end of the month. Jamie Williams said to me, this is literally what came out of her mouth on our team call. She was training on the app on our team call and said, I am getting so much more done in a shorter amount of time just logging into my app and letting it tell me what to do. Like, the one thing she's doing is making sure she's adding new contacts and starting conversations, right? But the app tells her what to do next for everybody else as soon as she started them. You don't have to figure out what to do. It's telling us what to do. Guys, and it's only going to get better. I'll tell you one little secret. I just had to think real quick if I was going to get in trouble for telling the secret. I don't think I will. Okay, so we are, can I say this, Marilee? You know it too. Okay, so Marilee and I have been asked, and a few of our teammates have been selected to pilot and test a retention program that is going to not only help us now have a system to educate new people, but also we're now integrating a system that will be integrated in the app. That's what I'm telling you. Everything is going to be put in this app and added to the app that will allow us, it'll tell us how we can help upsell our customers, get them and when we should be talking to them about new products, how we can better retain our current customers and distributors. We have great retention in LifeVantage anyway, but imagine if you in your business were, once you get someone started, you were able to retain even 5% more than what you're currently doing. And you just keep building and compounding upon that. Guys, what's happening and what's coming for all of us as tools and distributors in LifeVantage, like, if you could just steer a car, not even push the pedals. That's what I feel like it is. We don't even have to push the pedals anymore. Like, we just have to steer, just put it in the right direction. Like, that's where we're at. We are so lucky. So get familiar with this app. That's all I can tell you. So much goodness coming.
Oh my goodness. There's so much gold in this, you guys. I hope you grab screenshots. I know that, Shauna, I'm just going to ask right now because I know people are going to ask if we can grab some of those slides so that some of us can throw those in our teams. We will do that so that it's an easy tool to be able to capture. But I want to thank every one of you for taking the time. It says so much about you wanting to learn this. You're hungry, you're eager. Guys, let's crush this. Erica said it well. If we're going to put this company on the map, guys, once you hit elite, you get shares in the global pools. Guys, that's what we want for every one of you. Success all the way through your organization. Let's get out there. I love how Erica says it. Let go. Let's do this. Let's make this happen. Shauna, thank you for your time today. You're brilliant. One of the best trainers. Oh my goodness. We love you. Throw some love in that chat, guys. Let her know how much you appreciate it. I know you already have. Thank you for your time.
I love all of you. Let's all go to the top. It's so much fun to go to the top with your friends. I'm going to the top. Marilee's going to the top. Erica's going to the top. Rita's going to the top. Who else is going to the top? Who else is going to the top? Guys, that's what it's about. Make a decision. You make a decision you're going to the top. Make a decision how many people you're going to ITT. Make a decision to get in the app and figure it out and just do it. Do ITT.
I love it. We love you guys. Let's make it a great month. Thank you, everyone. See you later.